Now, I have so many philanthropists that I could even shove one in your gingivitis. No, but listen, I went to the dentist the other day, and you know what he said to me? He said, "Do you have a brush for your gym department?" But what does that mean? Well, what it means is, yeah, we're eating our own colosseums, and the patterns. But what does that mean? Well, a Shadar Bidashaba only interrogates such people as diarrhea does suggest. Now, what I mean, listen, for God's sake, the princess is not in another castle. And I mean, you thought you were free of him. No, but power suggests that manifests only the exorcist farts when he needs to. Now, you trespass only in the electrical circuits. What does that mean? Well, I can't even reiterate this to a level that is, comprehensibly farting on my evaluation. I can't even do that. In fact, I can only go so far as to say... But what does that mean? Well, what it means is that the princess is not in another castle. Now, listen, I've told so many of the Goombas this, and they sort of think, well, look, we'll just sit there anyway in case Mario comes past, and we can just sort of walk off the edge in a sort of, oh dear, I didn't know that there was a 5 billion metre cliff that hangs off the edge of my tongue. And I suppose, listen, but that's exactly it. I went to Deepwater Point and there was no Toyota, and the seagulls farted, because they realised there's a yellow twister inside the cement mixer. Now listen. Now, the princess is not in another castle, and those who deny the fact will be executed via a transparent little Blu-ray disc that I have found up my exocentric. Yes, that's fantastic. Now, if you think that you can just sort of bizarre, then that's the... Because, what happens is, the Keeper Troopers, they actually go... The red ones, they sort of walk up and down, back and forth on the platforms. And that doesn't, I kill my own, my psychopaths. Now, you'll notice that there's a vent right there, with my finger is sort of directionalising policemen driving little carts. If you don't notice, in their spare time, they but that's brilliant. Now listen. If you don't know what that means, then you have serious biochemicals in your own feed. But, listen, you're telling me too. That's great. So, what do I mean by, listen, back in the 19th century, violence was beautiful. And now what do I mean by that? Well, you see, back in the 19th century there was a massacre known as the Ant Massacre. And what actually happened was there was this boat in New Orleans and there was an ant on it. And he said to his friend the beetle, he said, listen, the difference of our species would suggest that you can only purchase a pencil case that is of numerical value. And his friend said to him, well, I suppose the calendar is actually backwards because the writing is on camera, and you're not recording because there's a giant who's farting in the background of your washing machine. And what does that mean? Well, what it means... And that's why violence was beautiful back then. Now, when I play the violin, I don't just play it, I actually regurgitate my living room. And because I do, you see. And you think I enjoy rescuing the princess? Well, yes, I absolutely enjoy destroying my heart rhythm by running up and down and jumping against walls for pretty much 3/4 of my bloody life. rescuing the princess over and over, because bloody toads, oh, they cannot be bothered. Oh, no, they just sit there and say, oh, I'm sorry, mate, but the princess is in another castle. Oh, we've got loads of energy because we fart in our own sort of diarrhea. But you, well, you're very fast, but I can't even reiterate how important it is that you realise that I don't actually like rescuing the princess, because I jump and I kill and I fireball and I sort of Starman to the end. And even then, when I rescue the princess and she's locked away in her tower, without any security whatsoever, the door's not even locked. I mean, I could go out there at midnight and kidnap her myself, and Dowser would fart on his own sort of numerical dance. But listen, but that's exactly it, my child. If you think the musician's rating, well, tractor beams. Now, before I do go... But that's just the thing. Do you realise how important it is that Mother Teresa... And so, listen, I kidnapped